What is going on, you guys? I'm back with another video, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 movie, Megatron. So before we get to Megatron and his accessories, let's go over the packaging. Here's your typical Studio Series packaging. This nice piece of artwork here of Megatron and his tank mode. He is from Transformers the movie. On this side, you have a little more continuance of his artwork. On this side, you have another big image of Megatron. On the back, you have your obligatory product shot of the figure, steps to transformation, and your one-sentence bio. So, that is it for the box. In the box, you do get two accessories. You get Megatron in his weapon mode. So, there you go, people. There's your gun mode, Megatron. Oops. Details a little basic on the body, and there's no stock back here for the other end, but cool. You also get his lightsaber that he used in the final battle against Prime. Oh, let's bring in the bad leader of the Decepticons himself, Megatron, in his not movie accurate alt mode. Do I care? No, I'm not one of the gun people. This happened because Hasbro said legally, no, can't happen. But through what I've come across, he is based on a 80s M1 tank. Hasbro's even kind of somewhat confirmed that this was based on an unproduced tank from the 80s. I've found this resembles mostly the M1 series of tanks. But it looks cool. This section is just a little off-putting, but it's what it is. The turret can rotate. Very off-center. But it looks cool nonetheless. You can store the weapons here on the ports. Like so. But, yeah, overall, I think tank mode, outside of this turret, is pretty solid. It rolls pretty well for a tank. But, yeah, I've got some tank comparisons I want to go through. So, we're going to start off with the 86 version here. All right, we're going to start off with what I feel has been or is the best tank mode Megatron we've had in recent years. The Combiner Wars Megatron. This figure has had the best tank mode of any G1 style Megatron in recent years. And it's a perfect tank mode. Robot mode might not be perfect, but it's got a perfect tank mode. And then we've got the War for Cybertron Siege mold. Specifically, this is the cartoon or the 35th anniversary version. And this was not a bad tank mode either. It had its problems, but it's still a decent Megatron tank. And then we've got the Takara Dramatic Capture Series version of the Earthrise mold. I would buy this mold again if they did this silver paint job all across the figure. Would love it. So, there you go with that. And then for some other general comparisons with the other Decepticons that I own currently, here he is with the Takara version of the Seeker mold. So you see how he scales with Starscream. Here he is with the Legacy United Leader Class Soundwave with custom the stupid tape deck's blocking the thing again. Just a little insert I made to give him his tape deck window. And then here he is with the Takara version of Shockwave. The two characters of the franchise who can never turn into their original alt modes. Depressing. 86 movie relevancy. Here he is with the leader class version of Astro Train from the Dramatic Capture Pack. And tank for tank comparison. Blitzwing. And then just for also relevancy, here he is with the Studio Series 86 version of Ironhide. And for anybody that does want to know, Ironhide is, this is the dead version, decked up with Toy Hacks windows. That custom insert piece I had, then the Toy Hacks window. And the Studio Series 86 version of Optimus. Oh, there you have that. So now, let's get Megatron into his robot mode. Alright, so here we have Megatron in his robot mode. Oof. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, my lighting is not gonna be the greatest for this, so... That's gonna have to do it. Alright. But we got him in his robot mode, and he looks fantastic. Now, the hottest debate of this figure was the color of his legs. Whether they're gray, whether they're blue, it all depends on your lighting. To me, in hand, they're gray. In photos and certain lighting, it's going to look blue. Doesn't help my major glare that I'm having here. But, yeah, so let's get a close-up look at Megatron's noggin. Bring the light in a little better. Get a better look at that sculpt. Perfect G1 Megatron head sculpt. Sorry, I'm trying to... Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. Arms can do a full 360. They can go in and out. You do, to transformation, you do have butterfly. You have a bicep rotation. Elbow bend. Wrists are on a ball joint with opening fingers. You got a base movement here. And the tips move on the pointer finger and the knuckle. He does have a waist. Hips can kick forward, back, in and out. Thigh rotation, knee bend. Toes, or the foot can, on tab, can shift backwards and forward. Big ankle tilt and toe bends. Megatron can get very posable. Now we can give him his cannon. You want to take this part and extend it like that. Plug that into his arm. And then you want to take the front of the tank, plug it in here, bring it up, and there's his back barrel. Something I think the War for Cybertron Megatrons was severely missing. But he looks really good here. Now, my biggest nitpick with this figure is actually his fusion cannon. So let's take him right here a minute. Okay, so here's his fusion cannon. Now, initially I thought this part could push in to make this part come out, but I was wrong. It just kind of ruins the design. For reference, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Here is the fusion cannon that was made for the Siege mold by the Lazy Eyebrow reviewer based on MP36's cannon. You can see how different aesthetically it is. I mean, you can put it on here, but due to the peg being too long, it won't work effectively. So, there's that. Another thing I didn't realize until somebody pointed it out in a video. When you're doing the blast effects on the fusion cannon, this one specifically, you can only put certain effects in the front end of the cannon. So like the siege jetfire effects, the front beam, you can only put into the cannon. The explosion effects won't go in here. That part just sucks. But yeah. We can give him his accessories. Let's put his sword in his hand. I don't like putting his sword in his hand. I thought it was going to be a simple, like the TLK Prime, where the bottom of the part comes off and then you get the peg that slides into his hand and you reattach it. No, it's one of those where you got to force it onto his hand. And I'm afraid of doing that because I don't want to break the thumb. But, yeah. Let me get him out of here. My bad. Try the lighting on him, I swear. There he is with his sword. So now he can hack, or stab in the gut. However you want to do it. Put his fingers back. You don't want him holding it. You can just plug it into the port here on the back. Same with his gun mode, like so. Yeah. That's robot mode. Now let's get some comparisons. Alright, starting off, we have the Combiner Wars Megatron. And to this day, I still really like that figure. It's just a really nice, simple leader class figure. This was the height of leader class. That's another funny thing to think about. This is leader class back in 2014. This is leader class in 2025. That's just crazy. Well, there's that. Here is the 35th anniversary Siege Megatron. You can see how big of a size difference that there is with that. And if you want, if you own any version of this mold, you can take the cannon and give it to him. Looks a little weird, but you can do it. Well, there is that one. Back. And here he is with the Takara Dramatic Capture version of the Earthrise mold. You can see, just love the colors, but I don't like that mold. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that while I had it here. If you wanted, you could also use the sword, but yeah. So now let's get into his actual the comparisons with the other characters. So here he is with the Takara version of Starscream. You can see how they look together. This is relatively okay in my opinion, scale-wise. It'll be interesting to see what the 86 Seeker mold does in terms of height. He might be taller, he might be the same size. Who knows? Here he is with the Leader Class Legacy United Soundwave. You can see they look really good together. It doesn't help, though, that I have my little insert in here. I painted his feet. I painted his face. Here he is with the Takara version of Shockwave. Absolutely love the colors of the Shockwave. Here is Leader Astro Train. Pretty good. I'm really hoping that the 86 version doesn't make me want to buy a new figure. I know I'm not getting a replacement with this guy. Here is the Takara version of Blitzwing. I don't care what they do. I know it's going to be a straight repaint. I'm not replacing this. I love this. Just for comparison, here he is with the Deluxe Siege Reflector. And now for the Autobots. Here he is with Grimlock in Dino mode. So you can see how tall he is with Grimlock in Dino mode. And with Grimlock in his robot mode. So you can see how they look together. That looks really good. And then we've got Voyager Ironhide. Hold on. They look pretty good together. Yeah. And then finally we've got Optimus. These guys look great together. Finally, to have the two best versions of the characters out on the market together. Oh, wait, I forgot. Give me that. Just to show it off. Here is Starscream wielding Megatron in his gun mode. Focus. So, there we go. Overall, what do I think of 86 Megatron? I think they knocked him out of the park. It is really hard to get a perfect G1 Megatron figure. Like, they have been trying for so long to get Megatron done right. It has just been ridiculously hard for Hasbro and Takara. Now that he's closer, it's just they knocked him out of the park with this figure. I am very happy that they did this. He is my definitive G1 Megatron that resides in my collection. Oh, yeah. I give him a solid 10 out of 10 for best G1 Megatron figure ever made. In robot mode alone. But, yeah. I hope you guys can get your hands on this figure because he looks great. And once you put him around the rest of the cons, they look even better. So, yeah. I highly recommend you guys pick this figure up. He is well worth it. But other than that, that is all I have got to say on the Transformers Studio Series 86 movie leader Megatron. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later.